female CEO lost everything. Until a single dad janitor revealed a truth that shattered her world. She had it all. The corner office on the 42nd floor. The designer suits. The respect of everyone who walked past her mahogany desk. Victoria Chen was the CEO of a tech company worth hundreds of millions, and she wore her success like armor. But on a cold Tuesday morning in March, the armor cracked. The board voted her out. 15 years of sleepless nights, missed birthdays, and sacrificed friendships gone in a single meeting. She walked out of that building with nothing but a cardboard box and a heart full of bitterness. What she didn't know was that the man mopping the floors on her way out held a secret that would change everything. A truth so powerful it would shatter the walls she'd built around herself and show her what she'd been blind to all along. Before we dive into this incredible story, if you love heartwarming tales that remind us what truly matters in life, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We share stories like this every week here on Heartfelt Moments, stories that celebrate kindness, courage, and the unexpected ways people change our lives. Drop a comment below and tell us about a time someone's kindness changed your perspective. Now let's get back to Victoria's story. Victoria had always believed in one thing: hard work. She'd clawed her way up from nothing. The daughter of immigrants who cleaned houses to pay rent. She promised herself she'd never struggle like they did. So she worked. She worked until her hands cramped over keyboards, until her eyes burned from spreadsheets, until the only people she saw were business partners and competitors. Success became her only friend. But now, sitting in her empty apartment with that cardboard box on her marble countertop, success felt like a stranger. The board had replaced her with someone younger, someone they called more innovative. The company she'd built from a tiny startup in her garage now belonged to someone else. She felt hollow, like a building after everyone's gone home. For days, she didn't leave her apartment. She ignored calls from her mother, deleted emails from former colleagues offering sympathy she didn't want. On the 5th day, she realized she'd run out of coffee. It was such a small thing, but it forced her out the door. The coffee shop on the corner was one she'd passed 1,000 times but never entered. Too busy, too important. Now, she had nothing but time. The place was warm and smelled like cinnamon and vanilla. Behind the counter stood a young barista who smiled at her like she mattered, even in her sweatpants and unwashed hair. "Rough week?" the girl asked gently. Victoria almost lied, almost put on the mask she'd worn for years, but instead she nodded. "You could say that." "Well," the barista said, sliding a coffee across the counter, "this one's on me. Everyone deserves a little sweetness when life gets bitter." Victoria stared at the cup, stunned. Such a small gesture, but tears pricked her eyes anyway. She took her coffee to a table by the window and watched people pass by. A mother holding her child's hand. An elderly couple walking slowly, their fingers intertwined. A man in a janitorial uniform hurrying down the street, probably heading to work. She recognized him. Marcus. He'd worked in her building for years, always there early, always there late. She'd never spoken to him beyond a polite nod. The next morning, curiosity pulled her back to that coffee shop, and the next. It became her routine. Slowly, she started noticing things. The regular who always left a $5 tip, even though his jacket was worn thin. The woman who brought her therapy dog to cheer up other customers. The teenager who held the door for everyone, every single time. One rainy afternoon, Marcus walked in. He was soaked, his uniform dripping. Victoria washed as he ordered a small black coffee, the cheapest thing on the menu, and counted out exact change from his pocket. She don't know what made her do it. Maybe it was the barista's earlier kindness echoing in her mind. But she approached him. "Marcus, right? We worked in the same building." He looked surprised but smiled. "Miss Chen." "Yes, ma'am. I heard what happened. I'm real sorry." They sat together. He told her about his life, how he was raising his 8-year-old daughter alone after his wife died, how he worked 2 jobs to afford her asthma medication, how he mopped floors at night and cleaned office buildings on weekends so she could have dance lessons, the one thing that made her smile. Victoria felt something crack inside her chest. "I never knew," she whispered. "All those years I never asked." Marcus shrugged kindly. "You were busy, that's how it goes." Then he said something that stopped her heart. "You know, Miss Chen, I always appreciated working in your building. You were one of the good ones." "What do you mean?" "You never treated us like we were invisible. Some executives, they look right through the cleaning staff. But you always said good morning. Always said thank you. My daughter asked me once what I did for work, and I told her I helped keep a place running where good people did important things. I told her about you, how you worked harder than anyone I'd ever seen." Victoria's eyes filled with tears. "I lost everything, Marcus." He shook his head slowly. "No, ma'am. You lost a job. That's not everything." Over the following weeks, something shifted in Victoria. She started volunteering at her local community center, teaching business skills to people trying to start their own ventures. She reconnected with her parents, apologizing for all the missed dinners. She showed up, really showed up, for people. And one day, Marcus invited her to his daughter's dance recital. Victoria sat in a crowded elementary school auditorium watching a little girl in a glittery costume spin across the stage, and she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Joy. Pure, uncomplicated joy. After the show, Marcus's daughter ran up to her. "Are you the lady my daddy told me about? The one who built a big company?" Victoria knelt down. "I used to be. But your daddy taught me something more important than building companies. He taught me to see people." Victoria never got her old job back, but she started something better, a non-profit helping single parents afford childcare while they pursued education. Marcus became her first board member. The barista who'd given her free coffee became her second. She'd lost everything she thought mattered. And in that loss, she found what actually did. Kindness isn't just something we give when we have extra. It's what saves us when we have nothing left. And sometimes the people we overlook hold the truth we need most. So today, look around, see people, all of them. You never know whose kindness might change your life, or whose life your kindness might change.